Good day, guys! Today, I'll be sharing my Magic Prison experience for 2 weeks. Equipment and skills will be shown at the end of the video, and I will also be giving out comments while the footage is playing, so don't miss out. In this map, you can see that I prioritize removing ground effect spells with Fire Rain. We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. So a mistake I made with this particular map is that I didn't have sight casted always. As you can see here, the enemy is trying to get the objectives and just hiding so that you won't be able to detect them on the minimap. I think the icons that are shown in the left side of the video are the number of enemies that are currently visible in the map. So as you can see, some of them are in hiding state from time to time. This stresses out the importance of having true sight with this particular map. Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for. With this match, we were a bit behind in points, so we had to prioritize getting objectives rather than getting kills. In this map, it's particularly important to get points through strategy, especially with using hiding or other hide spells. In this part of the video, I prioritized killing the orb holders. The Gunslinger is especially effective with enemies that are clumped up, trying to be in a safe zone with their earth field, which is easily counterable by Fire Rain. So what you want to usually do is go in with Fire Rain and do your DPS right after. In this map, it's particularly important to control the center because there's a buff orb that will also translate to points. As what I did previously, it's my job to clear out the ground effect spells. This will be my #1 priority. Then DPS will come right after. So for the first week of Magic Prison, it went very well. We had a lot of wins. At the start of the matches, it was fairly easy. And right at the end, it was getting more challenging as the points increased. So for the second week of Magic Prison, since we had a good start with week 1, we were expecting a lot of hard competition. A good thing to do is to look for the backlines of the enemy, where their supports or casters are clumped up, and go ham on them. So you can see here that Gunslingers have a difficult time with auto attack classes like Rune Masters or Divine Avengers. But you can also see that we are quite tanky, especially when adrenaline pops up. So a mistake I did here is that I went too greedy and wanted to be a orb holder. This is a detriment to our Gunslinger class because you won't be able to use Fallen Angel, which is our main reloading mechanic. Since PvP can get very messy, and since Space Field and Time Field cannot be dispelled by our Fire Rain skill, it's important to communicate with the Chronomancer, with your team's Chronomancer, if the field is your team's or if it's the enemy's field.
Stranded in the open, dried out tears of sorrow, lacking all emotion, staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow.
In this part of the video, the enemy had the advantage. They had 3 orbs and we were lagging behind in points. And I spotted an opportunity to take back the lead. I used the Berserker skill to clean everyone out, to clean their stack out. And then I went for the center area where they will be most likely taking the orbs. So here I tried my best to kill those who are taking the orb, and then I also ignored the Slayer using White Barrier, and then I went back for their stack since I am the one most capable of clearing out the orb holders with my skills.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see.
In this map, we were lagging way behind in points, so I tried to invade the position of the enemy. In this instance, I utilized my adrenaline and max out its duration, and then I used Berserker to clear out the stack of enemies. So by this time, I knew the enemy would still go to the left side, so I tried to camp the position. This time I went up against a Rune Master. and he casted Asphyxia, so I just tried to dodge him. Just wait it out, and then cast my spell, killing him.
Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step.
So at this instance, I was fending off a lot of enemies from this position on the left side. So you can see here that I utilized my Berserker skill to its fullest potential, clearing out the stack.
Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding on.
So for the second week of Magic Prison, sadly we had a bad results. Although the games were pretty close, we only got about 4-6 record, if I'm not mistaken. So now we'll go to the explanation part of the equipment and the skills used. So for my equipment, I have a Pardon Money plus 15 as my offhand for its 10% skill CD reduction. And as you can see, I have a cast delay minus 18%, the maximum attribute, best attribute for this ancient equipment. And I have a tenacity 4. I would have wanted this to be pen, but this will do for defensive purposes. This item is pretty good if you're a skill type character. And then for my other equipment, I will be just showing it to you without explanation. You can refer to my PvP video, my PvP build, pistol PvP build video for the complete information. The only difference with this video and that video is that I've shown here the new equipment I'm utilizing, the Pardon Money plus 15, at the same time my Nether Herald plus 10 for final damage at 10%. So please mind that the Nether Herald, even though the enemy has 30% HP, it will not go to 20% final damage, but only maxed at 10%. Now let's talk about the Magic Prison skills used. So for my character, I want to go offensive, so Will to Survive, this is a defensive skill, I won't be getting this. Then Nature's Grace, it can increase my elemental damage, but I think the next skill will be better. So I'll be prioritizing Master Tackler for killing orb holders or chest piece owners. Now for the second tier, we have here Steel Body. Steel Body is a defensive skill. I don't want to be overly defensive. Now we have here King of Chaos. King of Chaos is a pretty good skill since it will amp up our bleed and burn chance of Fire Rain. So for Combat Proficient, it's also a good skill with reduction on cast delay and skill cooldown. With all of that said, I think we'll be choosing King of Chaos, so you may ask why. So if King of Chaos gets to level 4, it has a clear all abnormal statuses every 5 seconds. It will be very good in ensuring that we can do a lot of DPS. Now for the third tier, we have here Defensive Counterattack, a defensive skill. Ignore that. We have Battle Instincts, which grants damage increase. M-Pen is not important for us. So the third one is Thwarted Arrow. It's a kind of a defensive skill. So let's up the skill level of Thwarted Arrow to level 4 and see its effect. It reduces the movement speed of your enemies by 30%. This can be a good choice too. But I think Battle Instincts level 4 will be a much bigger help since we're prioritizing also our DPS class, and each attack reduces enemies max HP by 1%. Now for the fourth tier, we have here Resurrector spell. So full restores HP and SP. I don't think it's that good. Now for the Guardian skill, this is a pretty good skill. For support classes, it only has a cooldown of 10 seconds, but this is irrelevant for us as we are a DPS class. Now we have here Berserker skill. This is our go-to skill with 30% penetration and 30% demi-human damage. This will also give an anti-fatal effect for 6 seconds. So as you have seen a while ago, I used Berserker skill with Adrenaline skill to maximize my potential. Now let's talk about something unique with Magic Prison. So if you've played a lot of Magic Prison, you'd know that there's a mana burn debuff that's very pesky for spellcasters or skill casters. Now you can see here in relation to the Gunslinger class that not all spells have an SP cost. Fallen Angel in particular, a very important spell, doesn't have SP cost. This means that even with the mana burn debuff, you will still be able to dish out your important skills. Let's also take notice of Two-Sided Coin. This is the only spell we have that has a cast time. Just to remind you guys that the complete breakdown for the stats, skills, items, runes, handbook for this PvP build, pistol PvP build, is contained in another video I have previously posted. I will place a link to that specific video in the description, so please check it out. So to summarize things up, the Gunslinger DPS pistol build was very effective in Magic Prison, although we didn't achieve the results we wanted with a lot of losses in the second week. I think the efficiency and the effectiveness of the Gunslinger was very evident. It was very obvious that it made an impact. So that's about it, guys. Like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the content. If you have any comments or suggestions or any topics you want discussed, please do comment down below. And I hope you have a good day. Thank you.